Do you guys like Milwaukee Packouts? Do you have OCD like I do? Do you like keeping things organized? Do you like keeping all your gear with you in your Packouts on your truck? And do you also like not having your stuff stolen? Well, if that's the case, this video is for you. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. The lighting is going to be a little funky. I have to film this inside. As you can see, I got salt and everything all over my truck. It is sub-zero degrees outside here in the Carolinas. They don't know what to do. We got ice compaction on the road. We had snow the other day, and it's just getting worse on the roads as the days go on because it keeps freezing and unfreezing. So we have to film inside because it's so cold outside, and I wanted to get this video done for you guys. But you're going to say, well, Ryan, I've seen videos on your truck already. I've seen how you've done the Packouts, and I see how you have it mounted to your Yakima rack, and it looks done, right? It does. But as you can see, I have a cable lock that holds my Packouts onto the initial, or the factory, I guess you could say, you know. Sorry about that. Had the lock undone there. But you can see I just have the plastic Packout plates on my vehicle. And you can see with the cable lock, you know, you can kind of pull these things off and you can easily cut a cable lock. We know that. It's not that hard to do that. Obviously, you still have to individually padlock your Packouts. So, you know, these will get brittle over time in the sun and everything else, and they're just plastic. I'm sure if I pulled hard enough, even though it's locked in about 9 times, I could pull this off. It's just plastic. It works. It just doesn't look as nice as I wanted it to. You know, having the cable lock just dangling off here. I want it to look a little bit more professional, and also I want better security because I do carry some expensive things in these Packouts on the outside of my truck here. And we're gonna show you the new product that we're gonna be using to mount our Packouts and have more security on our truck. So we got these full-size Packout plates from Integral Truck. Let's see if I can get this open here and unpackage it for you. And you can see they're packed up nicely. You can see all the snow in the back of my truck. You got mounting hardware. But as you see here, this is a full-size, heavy-duty, I mean, this thing weighs a ton, metal plate. It's the same concept as the traditional plastic Milwaukee Packout back plates, but this company came up with a better design to be able to lock your Packouts to your truck. Now, me personally, I have them mounted on my rack here. They also make half plates for just your individual little ones, which we'll get you here and I'll show you. So you can see here, these full-size back plates from Integral Truck also accepts the half Packouts, whether they're thick, thin. Every Packout size I do own as far as these. And you can see here, the ones on my truck, I actually spray paint the inside of the fronts because we know these are clear, just so people can't see what's inside. Obviously, this one is marked with first aid kit. So this is my first aid kit that I carry with me at all times. But these plates accept full size and half size Packout plates, but they do make half size as well. So you can see I had the deck drawers, but if you didn't have the deck drawers and you had like a tonneau cover or even just an open bed and you didn't have a rack like I do, they also make, if you can see, well, you probably can't see in here right now with my deck drawers, but you have those like little rubber inserts along the sides of your truck on the bulkhead on the side. Most pickups have that option, and that's for mounting their factory bars. You know, like the Tundras have the bars where the tie-down cleats go in, and you can also add them to a Chevy, you can add them to Ford. There's a lot of aftermarket stuff, but also Integral Truck makes those bars that you can put in those knockouts. You just pop out the plastic pieces and you can mount their bars all around the inside of your truck, and you can put these Packouts back inside your wheel wells where they're not going to interfere with you loading your truck. Or you can also put a bar that they make a full-size like Super Duty bar and Packout plates that mount on the front of your truck, so you can line the inside of your truck with Packouts, whether it's out in the open or underneath the tonneau cover. So that's also another great option. But my option is I'm going to be mounting these on my rack in place of the factory plastic Milwaukee Packouts. Almost said Milwaukee Packouts. So that's what we're going to replace these with. And I'm going to show you the better option or the better feature to these plates over the traditional Milwaukee Packout plates. So here is the built-in theft-proof feature. You can see with the key on the side, They both come with, each plate comes, I got 4 of these plates. Each plate comes with 2 sets of keys, and I'll show you the difference in the 2 sets of keys there. They come with 2 keys per plate. But you can see that bar right there. Hopefully I got enough light on this. Filming inside, it's tough. But that bar turns up and down. And what happens is when you lock this, it's a metal bar, a better lock than just a cable lock, and it's hard to drill into this, unlike my cable lock where I can just cut. And it's gonna lock my Packouts to my truck with an all metal plate, all metal bar, and a key. And then one good thing about this key is I got all of these 4 back plates keyed alike. So I have to carry 1 key, and I can take all of these Packouts off my truck. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take off the original setup I have here. I'm not gonna bore you with that. Everything's just mounted with 1/4-20 stainless steel hardware through the original Packout plates. And you can see in these plates, you got holes right here where you can get access and not have to try to get behind this to mount your plate to whatever you're mounting it to, whether you're mounting it to the bulkhead, right through the bulkhead of your truck, or using Integral's bar to mount that. So you're doing a no drill installation, or you're mounting these flat. You can also mount these flat to your tailgate interior like this and have Packouts right on your tailgate as well. So you can mount these wherever your heart desires, and how you can come up with a creation to mount these securely to your truck. But that's a very cool feature. There's no, with having these holes right here, you can go right through with a drill or a ratchet and be able to get to your mounting hardware without having to try to get behind this. So they thought of everything. And this thing, I'm telling you, it weighs a ton. I can't believe how heavy it is. Let me get this old stuff off, and then we'll get these on back onto my rack. And what I think I'm going to do in the future too as well is my next truck that I'm going to get, which I'm going to order in about a year-ish, around there. I'm not sure if I'm going to run the rack on the next truck. I may actually go back to a cover. I'm so back and forth on my vehicle. If you follow along, I'm between a rack, a cover, rack, a cover. And that's the reason. The reason behind that is because I'm back to an enclosed trailer to haul my gear. And I think I'm finally done after about 15 trailers. So I think the next truck, I'm going to be mounting all these plates inside the bed of my truck and have a cover on there. So one good thing about that is that, yes, they'll still be locked to my truck on the interior, even with the cover, whether I get a hard or a soft. If I get a soft cover, at least they're still going to be locked inside here. But at least underneath the cover, even though the Milwaukee Packouts are pretty watertight, weatherproof, I think they have an IP65 rating. I don't get any moisture in these boxes, but I'm going to mount all of my Packouts on the inside of this. So when I do that, I will probably shoot another video showing you how to mount these bars and how to utilize these plates again. I'm going to be using the same plates, and I'll probably be adding more plates, and this whole inside of my truck will probably just be Packout, which will be pretty cool. I'm a big fan of Packouts. I've been using them for a long time. I've been using them basically since they've come out. And when I saw this setup from Integral Truck and all their other options of mounting these things, I'm like, I found a company that I can work with and always have a way to mount my Packouts and not drill into my truck. But I have the luxury right now of having a rack, so it makes it a little bit easier, especially with the Molly panels. But let me get these off. Let me get these mounted. I'll show you a little bit of mounting these, and then I'll go through the real, true look how it looks on my rack and how these things work really well when they're mounted, and I can pull up on the Packouts and get them off easier for you. But I love it. I just love having the single key for all of my locks, keeping the single key option. I mean, just to have that availability is such a great plus too, because I have so many keys. I'm trying to narrow them down to as few as I could possibly have, which is getting good. But this thing is freaking awesome, guys, and I can't wait to get these mounted up. So let's get started. Yeah, I just think this cable lock, the cable lock thing does work. I just think it looks like crap on my truck and it's dangling. It's not a big thing, but like I said, you can cut these so easy with a cable cutter. Literally in 2 seconds, and you can run away with these, and even though you gotta get these locks off, but we know a grinder gets to everything. Those plates are gonna be so hard for people to get those unlocked and really get these Packouts off my truck. And we know Packouts themselves are super expensive. I mean, this thick one that I have here, I think this is, what, $65 alone? And you don't want to lose your Packouts, and you definitely don't want to lose what's inside those Packouts. They do also come with, wow, look how bright that LED light is on my face. Woohoo! Yeah, I'm a little silly today. But they do also come with self-tapping stainless steel hardware with washers as well. But we're going to be using, basically 1/4-20 bolts going right back through our Molly panels here. But they do provide you with hardware if you're mounting this to, a steel product or whatever. If you're not, don't need self-tap, you can just use wood screws if you're screwing into wood. Maybe on the inside of a utility, not a utility trailer, an enclosed trailer, or a utility, enclosed truck body. You can just use wood screws, and at least if somebody pops open your back door, you can lock all all your, packouts to the inside walls of your trailers and box trucks. That's the word I was looking for. It's a flat plate, guys, so you have unlimited possibilities where you can mount these. And if you go on the website, which I'll leave the link in the description, you can see all the cool truck options he has for mounting these, and also other accessories for trucks that he has as well. And there's a really cool thing before I get into this, because I'll think of, it's in my head and I'll forget about it. Our rolling packouts. You have your rolling packouts that, you have the stackable 3 boxes, or you can just add whatever you want on there. He also makes a bar lock that mounts inside your truck, because I just had a buddy of mine has his packout in the back of his truck, and he leaves it in the back of his truck. He went into a 7-Eleven, came back out, it was gone. He was in the store for 5 minutes. So Integral Truck also makes a way to lock your rolling packouts as one unit, and you just roll it up to this, this mechanism. You put it in, there's a little latch, and it locks. You gotta go check that out. I'll probably leave that link in the description too, with the website and also these plates. So I'll do the website, the plates that I have, and also that bar lock. Or you just go on the website and you can find it too as well. But I just want to let you guys know that he has so many different ways to lock our packouts. All right, let's get into getting this stuff off so you guys can get out of here and see the end of this video. So you can see here too, I also have a key on the right side, which I'm going to aim this way so I have access to it. And what I did is I got the other plate with the key aiming the other way, so I can keep these things tight together and not have to try to get the key, inside and not be able to have access to it. So I have a key on the right side here up in the front, and I'll have a key port on the left side in the back here, so I can have these things butted together or tight together. And another good thing about these too is that they are smaller than the actual packout plates by a little bit, which also helps you, have the availability to get into, maybe a tighter spot and get ones closer together. You can see basically don't have those outside wings, if that's what you want to call them, from the initial packout plate. So this is a smaller footprint as well. Get that out of the way. So I'm going to figure out where I'm going to mount these. And you can see with the Molle panels, I have, plenty of spots, and I have washers I can stick on the back side of this Molle plate, or I have actual 5/16 holes. So I'm going to use a mix of both. I'm going to get both of the plates up here, see where I actually want them. Yes, my OCD, I have to keep these things perfectly the same distance off the edge. Just hear those sleigh bells ringling, jing, jing, jingling too. Outside this snow is falling, and your friends are calling you. You gotta say, this looks really good on the Yakima rack, because everything's powder coated to match the rack. But I mean, it just goes together with the logo and everything. But these are the 2 plates mounted, got them evenly spaced. I think it looks good. I'm gonna do the other side, and then we'll do our final walkthrough and some features when the thing's mounted on the truck, so you guys can see how it works, what the keys look like, etc. We'll be back, guys, but man, this looks really good, especially when I don't have packout boxes on here. It looks so much better when it's bare over the traditional Milwaukee plate, because when I don't have any boxes on there, which is rare, that's what you see. I'm not saying it looks bad. That looks so much better. All right, guys, we got them mounted on both sides. You can see I put the packouts back, but it's just like your normal packout plate. Slides right off. And see, what I do is I use a combo lock on the packout itself, so I can just slide it, put it on the back of my tailgate, open it up, get to where I want to, and put it back on nice and easy, and lock it in, right? So why is this so much better than actually using the packout plate from Milwaukee? They're metal, not plastic, so they're going to be more durable and harder to steal than just using that cable lock anyway. With the keys they offer, so you have 2 different style keys. You got your regular metal key, and you have a flip key. So you can put this little, almost key fob on your keychain, or you can use a traditional metal key. So they give you even a nice option for the keys, which is pretty cool. Lock it in 2 seconds. Now, you can't even get this plate off. You can see it's moving my whole truck. I mean, I can try to really jam up. I can't get it off, guys. I'm sure somebody sat there for a long period of time, but even with a crowbar, they even tested it with a crowbar, you cannot get this off. I mean, you'd have to sit there and really pry. Yes, you could probably just break into the box. That's an option, so that takes time to break into this. I could smash this with a hammer, maybe pry this all open and get to it. But I mean, people are going to see that and they're be like, all right, what the hell's going on here? But I mean, this thing holds that on there awesome. Unlock it and it slides right off. It looks great on my rack. I mean, everything's black, even though it's all a little dirty from the salt and stuff, but it even looks good. It's powder coated, it's metal, and it's such a simple design. With this bar, see that bar, how it turns? And when this turns, it prevents the backside of the cleats of the Packout to come off. And these are molded into the Packout itself, so they're durable. I mean, these are probably the best boxes since they've been out, even though a lot of people have copied or done other versions of it. I still think Milwaukee Packouts are the best boxes, just because they're even watertight, guys. IP65 rating, good enough for me. So just that simple little bar, and you can see there's little, almost like teeth on that bar too as well. And that's what really grabs those Packout cleats. So once it's unlocked, once again, you just come up, slide it on, give it a quick lock, and getting too old for this stuff. You cannot get this off, guys. I mean, this thing, it shakes my whole truck, and my mic's dangling around there. I mean, these things are great. They look better on my truck than the Packout. Now you're gonna ask, how much do these things cost? They're $100 each for these full size. Other products are a little bit cheaper, you know, with the half plates and all that stuff. So you're gonna say, Ryan, $100 is a lot of money. I want you to think of it this way. This Packout's 65 bucks, right? And you know the Packouts you stick on top of your rolling carts, you know, the rolling setup. You can mount that to this too as well. That's the only other box I'd probably mount that besides the actual Packouts themselves. I wouldn't do the thicker ones. You could, it'd be hanging off your truck quite a bit and things would be falling and everything. But you know, that's what, I think 80 bucks now maybe for that version. So let's just say on average, you're anywhere from 65 to 80 bucks. Let's just go with 80, right? Your tools today that we throw in these boxes, let's say an average cordless tool, bare with no battery. Let's just say for a bigger tool, you know, grinder or whatever, you're looking at about $200 plus, all right? So we got 200 plus, let's say 80 bucks, that's 280. A battery, most of your batteries are $100 each. That's 380. Any other stuff you have in here. So let's say an average box, Packout with tools, supplies, or whatever, is costing you $400 a box. I got 4 boxes on my truck. That's $1,600, right? I got $400 in locking back plates. For somebody to take all of my boxes off my truck, I come out of a store and everything's gone, that could be a substantial loss. Yeah, you could probably try going through insurance if you have it covered. Not everybody covers everything. I have everything covered just because theft is crazy these days, but still you have to go through the aggravation. I just had a motor vehicle accident. I didn't even do anything. My truck was parked, somebody hit me, and that's been a pain in the butt to get this truck fixed. It's actually being handled now, thank God. I got this thing scheduled to get fixed, but just the hassle of losing your stuff. And then say if you keep your tools in here and you lose them, well, you could be out of work for the day too. Look at it that way. So you're losing not only, let's say, $1,600 worth of goods, it could also be your main tools that you need for the day. You could be losing your day's pay because you can't go to work. You could be losing all your gear. $100 to me is not a lot of money to protect your investment, especially everything today costs a lot of money. Most people are going to look at this and see a lock, and then I'm going to hassle with it. And most of them ain't going to realize this is a locking plate. So they may come up and try to steal this, do this, and they're pretty much going to give up. They're not going to keep trying to pry and all that stuff. Some people will if they have the time to do it, but most time when you're parked somewhere publicly or in front of your house or wherever, it's going to take time to get these off your truck. It's going to take a lot. I mean, yes, you could take a cordless grinder, a Sawzall, and you could cut through boxes and get to the interior. It's loud. Most people ain't going to do that. Most people ain't going to be carrying that stuff. It's just a great option to protect your investment with the Milwaukee Packouts. I'm going to take you around here. I'm going to show you how these look on the other side bare, which you've already seen, and I think they look great. But let's just spin you around here. Can't wait till that snow melts off my truck. But you can see what it looks like bare before I put the other Packouts on there. And let's go put the other thin Packouts on there. And that's the reason why I got, or the smaller Packouts, that's why I got the fuller size plates, because I carry different size Packouts. And we know they make thinner versions of this and whatever. And what's great about this whole setup is you can label all your boxes, whatever you want to do. So you can interchange with your Packouts what you carry on your truck. So what's in these 2 boxes, I could have other boxes in my garage that I could just interchange these real easy and put new ones on there. So it's a great way to organize your tools, carry more gear, and like I said, he makes other products that go inside the bed of your truck too. These are all key to like. And I'm gonna take you back to the other side because probably the light's probably blinding you guys. This whole setup is a very simple design, but very well thought out. Like I said, on my setup here, these are all keyed alike. If you have like, say 6 or 8 of these inside the bed of your truck or mounted on the outside of your truck, whatever, you can get all matching keys, which makes it even better. I really, really like this. I love all the other accessories he has. I'm gonna keep adding to my truck, and I can't wait, even though I just got these on here, I can't wait to actually modify my next vehicle and have everything on the inside of my truck, but still have everything locked with these plates, because I'm gonna be using Milwaukee Packouts until they stop making them or I die. That's the only 2 options, but that's really it, guys. They are powder coated, they're steel, they're so durable. You can get them keyed alike, you can do a bunch of things with these, and you can just get as crazy as you want with these. I'm sure I could take these plates and mount them underneath my ladder rack in the T-slot and have them hanging up here up front if I wanted to. You know, with these Molly panels, I can mount them on the inside too as well. You can get as creative as you want with these plates. As long as you can get them mounted to something durable, you know, your stuff is gonna be locked up tight. So I will update you guys how these things hold out down the line. I don't see these having a problem being durable, but now we are locked in. Cannot be stolen very, 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 very easily. It's going to take a lot to get this off. He actually has a video. If you follow him over on Instagram, I'll leave all those links in the description. He's taking a crowbar to this and trying to pry it off. You're not getting these boxes off without a super duper struggle and drawing attention to yourself. So if you guys have any questions, and drop them in the comments. I'll leave a link in the description to all these. Remember, they can be keyed alike. You can have the keys on the outside, so you can butt these together. You can get half plates, you can get full plates. I suggest the full plates if you have the room. This way you can do your full-size boxes or 2 little boxes like I have on the other side. Get as creative as you want. And if you only have 1 box mounted, half box mounted on that plate, and you lock it, it's still locked, guys. So you could have 1 available spot open. You don't have to fill the whole thing for this thing to work either. So go nuts, guys. Get creative. Mount these plates everywhere. I think it looks very cool on my truck. Having the Packouts mounted on the rack on the Molly panels. I get so many comments saying that's a great idea. That was smart. It was a good box to put on there to be able to carry gear and tools and whatever else you guys need. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope it gives you guys an idea. Like I said, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments and I will answer you right away, guys. And hopefully I didn't miss anything with these plates, and just stay tuned. If you don't follow me over on Instagram, go there. I'll do some little skits with these too. Keep you guys informed. They work, man. Integral Truck came out with a great idea with a steel plate and be able to keep your gear locked. So as always, be safe on the water, and I'll catch you on the water. See you guys soon. Hopefully next time I film, it's gonna be outside and it's gonna be warm like it should be down here in South Carolina, not having snow in the back of my truck. That's the reason why I moved. All right, guys, have a good day.